lengths of time to expiration. So the closest one, now that it is 11th of December, is going to be December 14th. That is the end of the week. So it's going to be a Monday through Friday format. And so you can go to longer lengths. And I'll go over how that kind of affects price and stuff like that. And so the other thing to consider is that more time equals more money. So the longer, let's just say I want it to go all the way out to January 4th, you're going to see that the price of these options are going to go up. So, these are, if you have the capital to do it, by all means, go ahead and do it. But I know some of you are, limited on capital. And so this is something that you want to look at a smaller window. I like to look at 30 days personally, if I can afford that. If not, I like to look at 3 weeks or 2 weeks. I really don't like to do short calls. Reason being is because there's a lot of risk involved in that. And I'll go on later about how to mitigate that risk. So, let's see. Okay, so we'll start at December 14th. The other thing to consider is that as time passes, no matter what, an option's time value is going to decay. So, for example, if I get something at December 21st and I get a call option at $111, the value of that option is going to decay. That's just the value of that, because the price can go up and go down, but the actual option of itself is going to decay. No matter what, time decay is going to work against you. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just going to be there. Now, the second thing that goes, component into the price of options is going to be the price of the stock, of course. So, generally when you look at things like Amazon is a, freaking powerhouse, right? This is my baby right here. Now, when you look at the options for Amazon, I'm sorry, it's really slow here because I'm on 45 people? Okay, you're going to see that the prices are significantly higher. That's just because the stock price is over $1,000. The prices are going to be significantly higher. So that's when you see people on the chat when they're talking about buying Amazon calls, most of the time, actually almost all the time, they're going to have a lot of capital. Because you look at these prices and it's a lot. But that gives you more potential to have more profit. Now, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta plug this in before it dies. Hang on 1 second, guys. Who keeps stealing my charger, but you know how that goes. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's get back to what I was talking about. So the price of the underlying stock, the one thing to consider is the strike price. So I'll go back to what I was saying about that. The strike price is what you expect the stock to be in simple terms. So it's the predetermined price at which which it'll be exchanged if the option is exercised. So say down the road I have a call, right, and I want the stock to go up to 16.55, right? and let's just say it goes up to 16.55, it's going to exercise that option of 100 shares at 16.55. So, and vice versa on a put. You expect it to go down, it's going to exercise that option. Now, for example, let's go back to Microsoft. So when you look at a call on Microsoft, so any price that is above the strike price, right, that is above this price right here, 109.44, that is going to be out of the money. Okay, that is a term you'll have to learn, out of the money, in the money. I always get those confused, and I always mix those terms up. And even to this day, I get the definitions wrong. So let's see. And then also, any price below is going to be in the money. Now, as far as a put goes, so let's move this to a put. This is when you expect the stock to go down. A strike price that is any price that is above that strike price, right? So let's go back to 1 to 9. Any prices that are above it. Now this one is in the money, so it's just the opposite. So the other thing you also have to remember is that all options, whether it be a call or a put, so you remember the expiration, right? Say this is December 13th and it's about to expire, right? And you don't know what to do with this option. Well, if this call is out of the money, right? So if it's above the strike price, and let's just say it's out of the money. Well, when it expires on the 14th, it is going to expire worthless. It's going to have no value whatsoever. So, and the other thing is that there's a common misconception that I've seen is that you have to, and this is for people, beginners, is that you have to hold your option all the way through expiration. That is not true. You don't have to hold it all the way. So don't be scared by, looking at like June 2019, because you don't have to hold it all the way there. You're not doing some long-term investment. This isn't like throwing your money into a muni. This is, you're exercising your right to those stocks, those 100 shares, for that time period. You guys get what I'm saying? I haven't seen anybody in the chat lately. Okay. All right, so let me pull this up. Now, the last thing that influences a price of an option is going to be the volatility. So what I mean by that, if you guys don't know what that term means, let's go back to Microsoft. The volatility is how, basically it's like the bigger the price swing, the more volatility you're going to have. So this one, Microsoft, is going to have a low volatility, right? Because the price swings aren't enormous. They look enormous on this chart, but they're really not, even on this one. But when you look at like a 5-year scale, it's not that volatile. Now, you can go and actually Robinhood goes to a bigger depth when you go down below. It'll tell you on some stocks, not all of them. I don't know if this one does. Let me see. It'll tell you volatility. I know this one does say it. This one made me a lot of money at one point. Now, this is a really volatile stock. Okay. Now, the reason being, this is a penny stock, right? This one fluctuates. Oh my God. This thing has made me money. This one has lost me money. It is extremely volatile. And I wish it said it out. I swear it says it. I may have to find it somewhere else. But it would say, on the phone, I know it says it. It'll say volatility, and it'll say low, medium, or high. When you're looking at a stock, like especially penny stocks, things that like jump up like this and then shoot back down, jump up, shoot back down, those price swings are going to be high volatility. Now, these are going to influence your stock prices significantly. The way I like to think of it, I hate to bring up this insurance example again, but the way I like to think of it is that if you have somebody who, I saw this on a video once, it was a great example. If you have somebody that is a smoker, right? They have a high risk of heart disease. They have, they smoke a lot. They don't exercise, and they have pre-existing conditions, stuff like that, right? They're going to be a higher risk for an insurance company, for like a life insurance company, versus somebody who exercises, is fit, eats well, stuff like that. So the way I like to look at it when it comes to stocks is that as an investor, volatile stocks are going to be high risk. And so when I look at some high volatility, I don't know if penny stocks don't do options. I'm trying to think of another high volatility. Yeah, can someone give me an example in the chat of something that's not a penny stock that's high volatility? Yes, you can ask questions. Please ask questions. And I'll try to answer it to my best ability. Somebody give me a high volatility stock if you can, please. I'm trying to give an example. ATVI, okay. Oops. Okay, so Activision. This is something with high volatility. Let's see if it says it down here. Nope. So when you look at the options, you're going to notice when you do like a longer expiration. Oh, wait, what's the strike price? Oh, okay, it's a lower strike price. Normally they get more expensive, and this is because, oh yeah, here we go. I didn't look at the strike price. So they get more expensive. This is because they're higher risk for investors, because they don't know if it's going to go up or down. And I like to use that term from John Hanna when he talks about, you don't know if the stock's going to go up, down, sideways, or in freaking circles. You just don't know. No one can predict the stock market, and so you have to mitigate your risk. And this is the way to do it with investors, is that they price options based on the risk. So that's something that goes into that as well. So before I get into spreads, does anybody have any questions that that need to be answered? I'll give you all a couple minutes. Don't worry, I'll get to Greeks. I know you guys are freaking waiting on that. God, I hate Greeks. I don't even know if I have an answer for Greeks. Hang on, let me see. Oh my God, I don't even know if I finished. Oh, you want to talk? Okay. Yeah, I got you. What's your, is your username on here? I have to know your username on here so I can give you the presentation, or the presenter. Options seem very secure, but not super risky. What's in it for people selling the options because a lot of money can lose in this. Oh, what the hell happened? Okay, let me read that again. Options seems very secure and not super risky. What's in it for people selling that options because the amount of money you can lose. Okay, so for people selling the options, like say I'm an investor, and I have these options. Yeah, let me allow you to present that. Let me finish this and I'll allow you to present. Give me 1 second. So what do they get out of it? Well, let's just say I wish I had a drawing board. This would be perfect. So let's just say I own 100 shares of Microsoft, right? And I expect that this stock is going to go up. And so I buy a call, right? I buy the call option. And so what I do, let me go back to Microsoft. I just want to give you guys numbers here. So if I buy a call option, let's just say I buy it at a strike at 109, okay? And I expect this stock to go to, I'll just buy it at 109 and I'll see where it goes. And I expect it to go up. So I buy a call option. And let's just say a data breach comes out and this thing drops down to like $103. Well, now, and let's just say it already or it's expiring, right? Well, now my option is becoming worthless, right, as time decays. And because I bought that option for at 109, I bought it for, let's just say $122. That seller keeps that money. You see what I'm saying? Because it expires worthless to me, now that seller keeps all of that money. Does that make sense? Okay, does anybody have any, let me give you that presenter role. What was your thing again? I'm sorry. Let me see. Is it under Vergara? Let me see.
Yeah, you have your rocket sign.
I got tons of viewers. I don't see Vergara though.
He's talking about buying something at $122 and making it back to 35. Options will be more complicated. But you can make a whole lot.
I'm gonna go ahead and post the link one more time just in case anybody wants to join.
95 times 100.
Okay, if you guys have already submitted questions, because I just saw this one too. If you guys already submitted questions, I will go over them because I did see this question. I have a whole list of answers for questions. So I will go over all your questions that you submitted. So just be patient with me. Does anybody have any other questions before I get into spreads? I know Vergara wanted to get on the mic real quick. I don't know if he's still here. Oh, someone want to present? I don't know what number that was. I didn't see it. Three contracts selling within a day. No. No, so as long as you do it in one trade, like if it's like three separate, that is 3-day trades. But if it's, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so here's the thing, if I want to buy three contracts, well, that's a good question. So if I want to buy three of these contracts, right? Let's just say I want to buy a 109 strike price, and I want to buy three of these. I just type in 3, and it basically multiplies it, right? So then it makes the order go up. So if I want to buy 2, it'll give me a different price. I'm buying 300, the right to 300 shares. Don't worry, I'll get there, Elwin. I've seen those questions. Like I said, any questions? And nothing wrong with being a noob, dude. I'm still there. Any questions that you've already submitted, I will go over. Don't worry. I got you, Elwin. All right, Vergara, you still here, bro? You got one last chance before I move on to spreads. There you go. I need that in my life. Okay. You know, that's going to be my answer for Greeks because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not too familiar with Greeks. So if you guys have that question, obviously Leaf is your guy. I'm not too familiar with him. I'm still adjusting to Greeks. Right, Delta's the main one. Yep. That's the one I've been trying to look at. Okay, so I guess we're good to move on to options. Let me check the chat. Okay, we're good. Okay. Option spreads. So go ahead and start a new piece of paper for this one because this one's going to be long if you're writing notes. So basically an option spread is the combination of two or more options. So what I mean by that is, you see how there's basically four different options right here. You can buy a call, you can sell a call, you can buy a put, and you can sell a put. So you can combine those to create what they call a spread. The first one is going to be the most simple one that I'll go over. It's going to be the most common one that you'll see. It's called a vertical spread. Um, Now, if you're a beginner and you're getting into stocks or into options specifically, start with a vertical spread. This is going to be your easiest one. Either a vertical spread or these other two I'm about to mention here in just a second. Don't get into the ones I'll explain later, which are condors and butterflies. That's going to be all gibberish to you. You need to, stick to the basics, and then you'll be able to learn the new stuff. I'm still learning the new stuff. So, a vertical spread